Hello, my lovely. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Priestess Peaches, aka Jackie Lane from yourpeachylife.com. And I want to share with you a little story time about my journey with being blocked on Facebook, because it has been crazy. It's been for 3 months now, on and off. Facebook have been blocking my account. So I'm just going to get into how this all started and what this all looked like for me. I know I'm not the only one that is being censored and suppressed and blocked on social media right now. I know that there is some crazy algorithms going on. I don't know why. I do not know why. I'm going to speak about that after I've shared the story with you. All I know is that I feel like a different woman to who I was 3 months ago, as I'm sure many people feel like a different person since before the pandemic and all the things that have been going on in our personal lives and having to, that buzzword, pivot in our lives and in our businesses. So I know I'm not the only one. And I know that this wasn't a personal thing. It was an algorithm. It was the Facebook bots. But yeah, I'm going to share with you what happened. So it all started about 3 months ago. I would type a post and it would flag up immediately and it would say, this post goes against our community standards. And it would mention that basically that I'm soliciting sex and that there's nudity in the image when there wasn't, and I'm not. And then it would say learn more. It would have a little box saying learn more. So I would click on the box, go through to the next page, and it would say, we believe that this post goes against our community standards. Learn more about the community standards here. Do you agree or disagree? So I would disagree, and then they would say, oh, we got a high, like, at this point, basically that they're not able to review it as much, but they'll try and review it and get back to me. Then half an hour later, they would say, sorry, we got it wrong. Sometimes we get it wrong. Oh, sorry, your post has been reactivated. So this happened one day, this just started happening. And then what happened was that it would flag up posts from that I'd already written. So it would flag up every new post that I would type. And then it started flagging up posts from the past that I'd already written like a week ago or a month ago or 3 months ago. And it would say, this post goes against the community standards. This post goes against the community standards. This post goes against community standards. And it was flagging up between 1 and 3 posts a day sometimes. And hold on, sorry, I just have to get myself comfortable. Yeah, and so I would have to go through this process of learn more, disagree, learn more, disagree. But sometimes that process would be more difficult, like it wouldn't have the learn more. I would have to go into the notification and then go into the post or go into my activity and go into it there. Like, they didn't make it easy for me to disagree with their decision, put it that way. Then they started sending me notifications saying, we're going to block your account if you keep posting these posts. I had stopped posting any posts at this point. They were just flagging up posts from the past. Then they blocked my account for a day. I woke up and they blocked my account. We blocked your account for 24 hours because you have been continuing to post posts that go against our community standards. First of all, my post didn't go against the community standards. Secondly, I wasn't even posting. So then the 24 hours was up and I thought, okay, maybe they'll leave me alone now. But no, they started flagging up posts from the past, posts from my group, my Facebook group from ages ago. Then they started flagging up posts from 2019. This is where I was feeling like this is really, really unfair, because their new community standards started since COVID. And for whatever reason, they think that I'm going against them when I'm not. But it's the fact that these, like, before that, they had different rules anyway. So how is it even fair of them to flag up posts from 2019, like before their rules even changed? And the fact still remains, I wasn't going against their community standards anyway. So this kept happening. Then they blocked me, excuse me, then they blocked me for 3 days. And I was just like, well, this is really helpful, because my whole business was run on Facebook. So that was my main platform. That's where I did everything. That was the place that I nourished for like 4 or 5 years, grew my audience, grew that space, like nourished it, loved it, my favorite platform. And so it kind of threw a spanner in the works for me. I was just coming to the point of launching my Rising in Love, Pleasure, Sex and Money group mastermind, and this all started happening, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I was thinking, oh, maybe it's like a visibility block, maybe it's something in me, like an upper limit or something. So anyway, this happened. I was blocked for 3 days. Then they left me alone for a few days, and I was like, oh, maybe they've left me alone. Then they started flagging up loads of posts again from the past, and then they blocked me for a week. Each time, mind you, they would ask if I agree or disagree, and I would disagree, and they would come back and say, sorry, we got it wrong, yet they wouldn't lift the block. So they were admitting that I'm not soliciting sex and I'm not naked, yet they still blocked my account and they wouldn't lift the block. Then, after the 7 days, I was really upset by this point. I was feeling really awful because, yeah, I just felt completely suppressed and really frustrated, and just all those feelings. I was going through all the feelings, all the feels. And then they let me back on, and I really honestly thought that this time that would be it. I really did, because I had done loads of inner work and I had this influx of aligned women adding me, friend requesting me, because I had 500 women in the space of a couple of days during the lift of this block. I had actually done a Facebook cleanse and cleansed out my friends list because I was up to 5,000, and so I had a cleanse, and just got rid of any people that weren't aligned to my work, that I clearly could see were not aligned to my work. And anyway, I did some inner work. It was so juicy, and I had this influx of women friend requesting me, which was amazing. And then they blocked me for 30 days. So I had a month, and I was just like, okay, this really isn't going to flow, and I'm just going to stop giving it my energy and focus on other things. The truth is, I was really sad about it. Even though I knew in my heart, this is happening for me, this is leading me to something better in my business. This means that I can create a sacred community on my own platform, not relying on social media. I can start utilizing my website and my blog and email list again. I can use other platforms as a tool, not as a space to actually run my business, which is kind of what I was doing with Facebook. I was running my group programs in Facebook. I was running workshops in Facebook. I was doing everything from Facebook, basically. And yeah, so I trusted there's a reason this is happening. I've been calling in big things into my life and my business, and so it just wasn't coming the way I thought it was going to. And it was funny because I'd just done a Facebook training just before this all started, and so it was kind of there was part of me am I creating this? Is there something in me I need to shift? But no, this was definitely happening for me, and I just couldn't see it yet. So I had to grieve Facebook. I didn't realize until this 30-day block how much I relied on Facebook for so many things. For connecting with friends and family, for shining my light and inspiring other people, for running my business, for receiving clients, obviously. but also for my own, like, for feedback and in a way recognition, even though that sounds egotistical, but it's more like to know that I'm helping people, to know that I'm doing something right, to have that engagement, and to not have that, I felt completely lost and just like empty and like, what am I gonna do? Like, this has been the platform I focused on. Like, I don't really have a list. I never grew my Instagram. YouTube I'm very inconsistent with. And I had a couple of days where I felt a lot of grief and sadness. Then I started feeling better, and it actually felt so good to not be on Facebook and not be scrolling, not be absorbing information, but just not being on that platform. And I spent that month focusing on creating my online course, Rising in Love, Pleasure, Sex and Money. And I basically, I didn't want to rush anything or push anything. I was just letting myself process in the way that I know how is best for me. Then they lifted the 30-day block at the 30-day, when it was 30 days. And each time this happened, I just want to say I had this weird feeling. So the first day that I was blocked, that very first time, I woke up and I felt like this heavy, dark, heavy energy. And I was like, I really felt like something not good was in the air. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just felt something not right. And then when I went online and it said, we've blocked you, it was like, oh, that's what it is. And that same feeling came back before the 3-day block, before the 7-day block, before the 30-day block. And I had this feeling, as soon as that block lifted, the 30 days, I had this feeling, or this intuitive knowing, that as soon as I post, they're going to block me again for 30 days. So I didn't post for 2 days because I felt afraid to post, and I just knew they were going to block me again. And so I messaged a few people, and then I decided, no, I'm not going to let fear dictate my life. Like, I'm thinking really negatively here. I tried to bring myself back into a good space, and then I posted and they blocked me. 30 days, done. And so what they were saying is that I'm soliciting sex and that I'm naked. There's nudity in my photos, when there isn't. There was something else I wanted to tell you, and I said at the beginning I would share, like, that I would say about it, but I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what that was, so I'm really sorry. Maybe I'll have to do another video about that. But yeah, it's been a journey, and now I'm feeling really good. Now I'm feeling really powerful, really magnetic, and like, I don't have to fucking worry about swearing, about saying the word sex, about saying the word orgasm, about speaking about female sexual pleasure, about speaking about like the masculine and feminine energy and relationships and money. They just had a problem with the sex thing, but I don't have to worry now. I don't have to censor myself. I don't have to adapt myself. I don't have to play by anyone else's rules other than my rules, because I am creating my own platform on my online course platform, which I use for all my online courses. They have this thing where you can create community there. So I'm going to be doing that. And also I am going to be using my emails. So I have MailChimp, which I use for my newsletter, which I haven't used for a very long time. So if you want to have access to my most authentic, raw, juicy, real content, then just, excuse me, we've just had our flat decorated, and there's still loads of dust and fumes in here. So we haven't had this room decorated, but we're stashing loads of the stuff in here, and it's just very dusty and fumy. So I've just realized there's so much dust and fumes in the air. That's why I keep sort of like choking up a bit. yeah, so if you want to receive my most authentic content, then drop me your email address, or you can just sign up to my website. That will probably be the easiest way, or you can sign up to my online course platform, which is Thinkific. I'll leave both the links below, and then you'll be part of my list, and you'll receive my content that way. I don't know how much I'm going to be on YouTube. I don't know yet. I don't know how this is all going to unfold. I am just going to flow with it, and I feel very, very trusting, and it feels like an opportunity to create a really solid foundation for my business, and have my own space, sacred space for women, for you to come and be part of, where we don't have to censor ourselves, because social media has gone crazy, and I'm not the only one that this has happened with at all. There's been other kind of sex positive, tantra focused female empowerment coaches and couples coaches who have had the same thing happen. And oh yeah, this is what I was going to say. I've just remembered. I knew it would come back to me. It's about why this is happening. I don't know why Facebook have done this. I don't know. So there's part of me that feels like it is a suppression of female sexual empowerment. That's how it felt. I felt this heavy, dark energy, this suppressive energy, and it didn't feel good. It didn't feel like a light. It didn't feel like the light. It felt very dark. And so I'm inclined to believe that it is not for good reason. Like, it's to prevent powerful women from shining their light. It's to suppress female sexual empowerment. I don't know. I might be wrong there. The other piece, and I'm just going to say a trigger warning here because I'm going to be speaking about some triggering things. The other thing that it might be is because of all the child sex trafficking coming to light, maybe they're cracking down on anyone speaking about sex, because for good reason, to monitor and make sure that people aren't soliciting sex and they aren't trafficking on social media. In which case I am totally for that, and I completely support it, and I understand why that would have happened and why they would flag up my posts, because I'm often using those words: sex, orgasm, pleasure, stuff like that, tantra, tantric massage, all those things. But there's nowhere in the Facebook community standards and guidelines that says you can't be sex positive and that you can't speak about these things. The only thing they do say is the term tantric massage is not allowed. And obviously I have a tantric massage course for couples, so I appreciate that's not allowed now, but that wasn't like that before this last 3 months. And so for them to flag up posts from 2019, when I ran the tantric massage for the yoni and lingam massage workshop, isn't really fair, because their rules were different then. Do you see what I mean? So if I'm going to be using their platform, I'm happy to play by their rules. Like, I'm not a total rebel, okay? Like, if I'm going to use a platform and they have guidelines and rules, I will abide by those. Like, that's totally cool with me, but be specific. And because I don't know what I've done wrong. I haven't done anything that's gone against what they say their rules are. Like, I'm not doing what they think I'm doing. And so it really felt like they had it in for me. Like, it was unfair, and unjust things, that kind of stuff triggers me. So it did take me some time to process and come back into my power around this, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm feeling so much better now, and I just wanted to share this story with you. I know I'm not the only one that's been going through this, that has experienced this, and I just want to say, if that is happening, just know that it's happening for you. And now for me, I can see how this has happened for me. Like, I was addicted to Facebook without even knowing it. Like, I thought I'm really savvy, like I'm using it just for my business. But no, Facebook was definitely, I was allowing Facebook to use me. And it's actually been very, like, what's the word? It's been very grounding and very nourishing to not be on Facebook and just to not have it. And because I'm not that into Instagram, like I'm not really on, like I'll be on there, I don't know, 1 to 3 times a week probably. I love YouTube. I really do love YouTube. I'm just not that consistent with it. But yeah, I do love YouTube. It's just a lot, like, I don't know. I really preferred Facebook. It was just easy. But yeah, that chapter is done. Like, I don't feel called to go back to it now. Like, I don't, even when they lift the block, like I just don't feel called to go back to that platform. Like, I don't feel safe there. I feel very unsafe and very untrusting of Facebook. And I feel like now I have the chance to create something really, really beautiful, really sacred and really juicy for the women who want to receive my content, who want to be in my energy and who want to work with me. So yes, this is 21 minutes, so I'm going to shut up now, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to my little Facebook story time. I recommend, if you want to receive the best content from me, then to sign up to my website, or even you can message me on Instagram, or just leave your email address below in the comments, whatever you feel comfortable with. Basically, I will require your email address if you want to receive my best content, okay? So yeah, anyway, I love you lots and have an amazing day, and remember to keep it juicy.